Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves. These yet remain strange days indeed. They really do. Before we go any further, let me wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving day. Now we're going to pull it together. From the story of Ezekiel in the valley full of dry bones, Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, where Ezekiel's carried away by the Spirit. There are three things you need to know about prophetic people. The first is they know the anointing. The second is they are spiritual people. And the third is they don't always feel particularly spiritual. And I'm fairly certain that when Ezekiel was confronted with that valley full of dry bones, he wasn't feeling particularly spiritual or anointed. Secondly, he's questioned by God. Can these bones live? Why did God ask the question? Because Ezekiel needed to focus, and God needed Ezekiel to focus. If you're going to pull together the loose ends of your life, you're going to have to learn to focus on your life, where you are, what's going on in the world round about you. If you're going to pull it together, you have to be in agreement with God. That's the second reason that God asked Ezekiel the question, can these bones live? He wanted Ezekiel to come into agreement. Jeremiah 29, verse 11, I know the thoughts that I think toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. Are you in agreement with God that you're going to come to that expected end? Number three, he countered, O Lord, thou knowest. Now, depending on the day, that was either a prophetic, pragmatic answer. That is to say, I know you can do it, God, but I'm going to give you some room for sovereignty here. Or it was a declaration that God is God. And today it's a declaration that God is God. Let me give you some God boasts. Let me share some insight on who you're really dealing with when you say, well, I'm trusting God. God knows. Here's the reminder. Isaiah 43, verse 13, one of my favorite Old Testament scriptures. Yea, before day was, I am he, and there's none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who will hinder it? When God gets involved in a thing, God sees that thing through. And if you get God involved in your life, you're going to pull together the loose ends of your life because God's going to see that thing through. Isaiah 46, verse 4, another one that I love out of the Old Testament. Even to your old age I am he, and even to the hoar hairs, that's your gray hairs, will I carry you. I have made, and I will bear, and I will carry, and I will deliver you, even to your old age. God said, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to preserve you. I'm going to protect you. I will deliver you. Then there's Genesis, the 18th chapter, the 14th verse, where God asked this question to Sarah. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? And the answer is absolutely not. There's nothing you're facing that's too hard for God to deal with. And then there's that great New Testament promise where Jesus declares in Matthew, the 19th chapter, the 26th verse, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Would you say that out loud? All things are possible. Why? Because all things really are possible. Now he's in a creative mode. Fourth word is created. Seventh verse, and I prophesied, and there came a noise and a shaking, and bones came together. What does it mean to prophesy? What does it mean to be a prophetic person? It means that you're speaking words of inspiration. The prophetic is inspirational. It's Romans the 10th chapter, the 8th verse. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy heart and in thy mouth. That is the word of faith which we preach. The word of faith is not claiming a Bible promise and saying it over and over and over, hoping that it's going to come to pass. No, the word of faith is what's in your heart, that you begin to speak with your mouth, that becomes a word of faith. It becomes, in essence, a prophetic word in your life, and that's why you are a prophetic person, because you're speaking out of the abundance of your heart. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, in Matthew, the 12th chapter, the 34th verse. That word of faith is in your heart, it's in your mouth, you begin to speak it, and suddenly things begin to happen. Psalm, the 7th verse, I will declare the decree the Lord has said unto me. God has spoken to David and said, thou art my son. This day I begotten thee. And he said, I'm just going to declare the decree. That was, by the way, theologically for the time, that was way over the top, to declare that you were a son of God. But God said it, David believed it, and David couldn't help but to declare the decree. What are you declaring? What has God decreed in your life? What's the word of faith for your life that's going to manifest in your life? I want you to think about that as you go through Thanksgiving Day. And then on Friday, yes, on Friday, I'll be back with another little video. This Sunday at Aspire Church, prophetic people pursue, prevail, and prosper. If you want to pursue, if you want to prevail, if you want to prosper, it's a word you're going to want to hear. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Catch it live on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv. Catch it on Facebook, Aspire Church TV. That's Facebook, Aspire Church TV, live stream AspireChurch.tv, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, a.k.a. Doc. I'm glad you're with me today. I'll see you again.